can now ask Winston to share.
Well, today I'm a member of this club, Rotary Malvern, and I was just talking to somebody in the club, and we're trying to raise some money, you know, because we don't have quite enough money to really complete the film as well as we'd like.
The joy, because he actually starts filming his film. He has written the script for 2 films. One of them is called Taj, which he starts filming next week, and the other one is called Serena, yeah, and her sisters. They've both got a touch of Bollywood in them. So over to Winston.
In order to make my Serena and her sisters film, I was told, why don't you go away and make something smaller to prove yourself? And a longer piece, like a feature-length film, if you like, but something low budget. I wrote a film called Taj, based on an inspiration I had while I was standing at the Taj Mahal in India. And I wrote Taj, and instead of a low-budget film, it's ended up with 48 speaking parts, 200 extras, and 32 locations. It just evolved. That's the way it happened, and so I don't have a low-budget film. I've actually got a big-budget film being shot on a low budget. So I thought I'd just give you a kind of version of what I've discovered when I started to delve into the art of screenwriting. What are stories about, especially in film? It's pretty simple, really. A character wants something really badly, and wants something badly enough to pursue it vigorously. The obstacles he faces and overcomes teaches him that what he wants is not what he needs. Because he's got a superficial want, and then he finds, oh no, that's not it at all. It's something else. And someone said that screenplays or stories is simply like a rubber band between 2 things, mystery and suspense. So it's like you're pulling this thing all the way through the film. Mystery says, how did these people get into this situation? The suspense says, what are they going to do next? So that's what you're trying to move along. Scene design. Now, in a typical film, there's about 160 to 180 scenes. Mine has 167 scenes. And every scene is fairly simple, what you're trying to do in every scene. In every scene, a character wants something. And at the end of the scene, the character has got it, or he hasn't got it, or something else happens, which sort of projects you into the next scene. By the end of the film, and this is really the essence of film, and bad films just don't do it, and lots of Australian films these days are being damned because they don't seem to sort of get this fundamental principle of storytelling. By the end of the film, the character realizes that the set of beliefs that have sustained him all through his life are a false set of beliefs, and that there are other ways to live. Good films also have a theme. The theme should be sort of like an aroma that you sort of spray on every page. As the film moves along, you find that every subplot, every little thing in the film, every little symbol is somehow trying to sort of emphasize that theme. So in my Taj theme, it says, attachments bind you. If you hold on to things, ideas or people, relationships, if you hold on to people, then they just kind of tie you up in a knot and put you in jail. Real love is about setting you free, to be whatever you want to be the best you can. There are 167 scenes, 32 locations, 100 cast and crew, 200 extras, 48 speaking parts. To shoot the film, if you watch Rachel over there with the camera, if you were doing this for real, there'd be lights all over the place, and there are 700 versions of those. So we have to move to 32 different locations, 2 a day, and set up lights and shoot these shots. So at the end of it, 700 shots with like 5 takes each is about 3,500 shots have been taken. And it's like engineering. You dismantle the idea into small parts, collect them all together, and you sort of sub-assemble them back, and you've got a film. That's the Taj Mahal, built out of Lego. Designed and built for me by a school teacher in America. There's about 6,000 pieces in there. And every single piece, including the reflecting pool, is Lego.
So when's the premiere?
I don't know. It's probably about a year away. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in like post-production. And it's particularly hard because we're shooting in contemporary locations. Even though we have actually, I mean, no low-budget film actually does this. But the apartment we are building ourselves in a warehouse, right? And we have a real apartment which has got a balcony. So what we do is we kind of recreate our own imaginary apartment, and we match the door that goes out to the balcony. So in the studio, in this warehouse in Brunswick somewhere, in Yarraville, this action's taking part in the studio, and he walks out the door, like let's say there's a door there, he just walks out the door, and we cut, and then he appears on the balcony in the real location in Lygon Street. So with cheating, and they call it cheating, and lots of illusionary stuff, you get the feeling that he actually lives in that apartment in Lygon Street. Of course, we can't shoot there, it's too small and it's too noisy. So we do all these tricks to kind of get it right.
Well, I found that fascinating, and I'm hoping this was going to be, it's good to be confident, to talk about things and to actually make them happen. It's very impressive, Winston. I'm looking forward to seeing the people on the movie show. Is it Margaret and David saying, this is fabulous, you know, a lot of those low-budget films you hear about under the radar. They're good.
Thanks.
They're very good reviews. So